Brent, so you can lead the way.
All right. It's good to see everybody. Sorry we didn't do it at Get Together Media Day. It was in Vegas, so we had a lot more going on. And
James had fun out there.
Yeah, James had a blast. But also there is a method to madness. Want to get through stadium stuff, get us to a position where I felt I could give you more data, more information as we get closer and closer to kickoff and closer and closer. We got obviously women's soccer's already started. Men and women's soccer play our home openers Thursday. Volleyball's going to be off and running this weekend. Cross country gets going in September, early September. Field hockey very shortly as well. So we are locked and loaded for this year. I am uber excited about this year. Coming off a really positive year, but I think we still left a lot of meat on the bone, and I think we're going to be positioned really good this academic year. Before I get into Beaver Stadium, because I know that's all you all want to talk about, I think it's most important to give you kind of an update on our how we did academically. I know it gets lost in the sauce a lot of times, but I think it's pretty incredible what our athletes are doing, because I referenced the academic success we had, our athletic success we had, but at the end of the full term, you get a department GPA of 3.3, we had 203 graduates, 423 academic all Big Ten selections, and 150 Big Ten distinguished scholars. That's 3.7 GPA to get in that space. So I think in this new world that we're in, and the enterprise is going in all different ways, it gets lost on that these are still student athletes. And I'm proud of the MAC, which is right behind us, the work that Erica and her team does, but just really proud of our athletes and how they handle their business from an academic standpoint and a competitive standpoint. All right, I am gonna go. I'm getting older, everybody. I'm gonna put my glasses on, because I am not missing this temp seating situation. I'm gonna give you all the information I have. All right, everybody? Let's talk about the West Side. I'm gonna read through some of this, and then I'll open it up for your questions. We took the West Side press box. Most of you were there. We took it down January 4th, January 5th, after we were on the road with hockey at Wrigley Field. Came back, tore it down. I was so impressed with our fans. It just speaks volumes how many people were there in the blizzard to see that. I will be honest with you, I was a little nervous, and that really struck home, and that thing fell, and you're like, whoa, it's a project now. And I'm really happy with where we are as we sit here today. Just some stats, you may have seen them on social media. We installed 924 micropiles going varying depths, 50 to 80 feet, to reach bedrock to lay this new foundation. 3,200 tons of steel erected to the 66 feet. So what you're seeing right now, that concourse level where the temp seating is, it's at about 66 feet. We're going to be at about 190 plus when this thing is done. So we are just getting started. When you get over there, and hopefully you get over there soon to look at it, and this next stat, 6,651 cubic yards of concrete was poured as of August 1st. The footprint is massive. It is a big building. You can see it on paper when you design it. You can do all those things. Until you walk it, you do not get an appreciation for what the construction crew did in a very quick time. It is going to be awesome when it's done. I think I give all the credit to all the folks working on that building starting that January day to get us to where we are. All right, so the memes have been funny. I love all the memes and the creativity out there on the West Side bleachers. We have a good laugh in the office. Let me read you what's really happened. So the West Side temporary seating structure was installed by In Production. You guys have heard that. I've told you that before. They are the largest provider of temporary seating and staging structure in the United States. Their client list, PGA Tour, which is the waste management in Phoenix, the US Open, etc. They work with F1. They work with the WTA, NASCAR, the Kentucky Derby. They work with everybody at an elite level of athletics. Collegiate partners just in the football space. Florida State, Northwestern, Hawaii, the Northwestern building that was temp. Hawaii built a temp building. They were used, In Production was used. So we work with, like everything at Penn State, the best of the best. Prior to the installation that you all saw being built, Thornton Tomasetti, a structural engineer company, came by. They conducted a thorough review of the existing floor plate of the main concourse level, which is where the temp seating is. They wanted to make sure that they could hold the load of the temp seating, first and foremost. So structural engineers looked at it. Then the structure went into a two-phase check. So in production, put it up. They put the bleachers up. They look at it. Then we bring in an independent third party to come in and look at it. So the structure is safe, all right? It is safe. It's been looked at. It's been inspected. L&I, like everything here, has to approve any sort of construction process. So L&I, they've signed off. We got the keys to the castle. We are in that building. We are off and running. So the structure has met code. It's good to go. We've had several people walking up and down in it. I'm going to be honest with you, awesome seats. The view is spectacular from there, but I get that there has been a lot of fanfare around that, which is great. But before and after, I will say every game continues to get inspected, make sure we're good. So I just, from a temp seating, I know you guys have a bunch of questions, but I kind of want to walk you through, I want to do the process. Believe it or not, we just don't throw things up and then leave it there, all right? We were able to find other areas to put seating. There is two areas, one on the Marzano Club level, and then on the main concourse level, we'll have, in essence, a drink rail and seating there. We were able to find extra seating there because of the size and the magnitude of the footprint. So those are sold out. They're already sold out for the season. But those, when you start to get the temp seating up, there were other areas that we found opportunities. Northeast, southeast corners will have the temp seating, went through the same structural process. The amenities, everything now, it will be temp, so we will have the Marzano Club in particular will offer covered food and beverage opportunities, portable restrooms. We will have all of that ready to go. We're looking to have those that are seated on the west side to get them in the building. It looks like Friday before kick, just so they can see it. It's a new experience, getting into the building, seeing how it flows. Look at it, it's the building. It's a special building, but people have been there for a long time, and so I want to make sure people are comfortable prior to us kicking the ball off. The next question I've heard, what's capacity? Our official capacity this season is going to be 106,304. We're a little below what our normal number is. It's like 106,527. 72. Nice. But we are ready to go. The building and the most hostile and exciting environment in all of sports will be ready. Our fans are going to be ready to rock and roll when we kick off for Nevada. That was very important to me and our team, that we did not want anything to get in the way of the greatest environment in all sports. So with that, I'm happy to answer questions.
Raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Julie's got the mic, Mark Brennan. Then we'll go to Rich, then we'll go to Mike.
Yeah, I'll move back here.
Oh, there.
Where is this project in the overall scheme of the entire project? You follow what I'm saying? Are you on track to where you're going, and what will continue to happen during the course of the season?
It's a great question. I think we're in the second quarter. First quarter, kind of getting the demo, getting everything down and up and running. So yes, knock on wood, as you all know, construction projects. But we're really in a good spot. We're moving, we're all on time. I think what you will see, so when you are over there, there'll be walls up. We're still working through the year. Now, we'll stop construction on Thursday night and get ready for game day, but they're going to keep working, for example, on the club level in the main concourse, bathrooms, concessions, all the things that are on those levels, they'll be continued to work through. You'll start to see after the year the superstructure kind of go, I call it the superstructure, so the height. You'll see us go back up higher to get the upper level done in the off season. But from a game day perspective, like what you see is what it is, but they'll continue to do all the things they can behind the scenes. You will not get to see the depth of the concourses because we're walling it off so that we can't continue to do the construction.
Rich, then Mike,
Pat, to your left.
to you.
Right here.
There you go. Oh, hey.
Hey, where are you with ticket sales for football for this season, particularly in the temporary stands on the west side? Where are you, how close are you to selling out?
We have, I think our number is about, we still have our 94,000 season ticket holders. I want to give, you know what, I appreciate that question. Our fans who have sat on the west side for a long time have been incredible. This is a testament to Penn State and the people, who we are. That's hard, right? They've been sitting in those seats, and I'm trying to do my best to help that process along. But I would say, 99% of the conversation, they've been really understanding. We're trying to get them in there first, trying to get them to select the seats first. When we had the opportunity, they could go to the lower bowl, which is the structure it's always been. They could go up, they could move around to the other side of the building where there was inventory. But I cannot express enough how great our fans have been. I got it just the other day. Hey, my seats are on the west side. And I was like, I really appreciate that. But we're, I think we have a smattering of tickets left for probably Florida, FIU, and Nova. But that's normal. That would be how we are going up to any game like that early in the season.
So the temporary seats on the west side, they're almost sold out for the season.
Yeah. So the way I equate it is the 94,000 season ticket holders, they got their seats. Now, if there was someone didn't sit in that seat normally on the west side, if no one took it as a season ticket, then it was a single day of game. Nothing different than what it normally would be.
We'll go to Mike and then raise your hand if you're looking for a question.
Hi, Pat.
Hey,
Completely different subject.
whoa!
The reported Big Ten commissioner has this report that it's extremely expanded playoff format 24-20. So has there been communication with you about that? What do you know about it? What do you think about it?
Yeah, so it's really early. It got out, I think, sooner than probably Tony wanted it to get out. I think it was this Saturday. Tony is very open with us, and so we had seen it in a very rough format. Look, I think it's an interesting concept. I like it, personally. I think it creates a lot of excitement for the regular season, because if you really, and this has got to get baked still, but everyone looks at the AQs, right? Well, I want to be careful because I don't want to spill the beans, but if you guys say, I'm too honest. What I do think it does is it allows you to focus on your entire schedule a little bit more. Right now, you got to win games. Like, you got to go in there, and if you're going to challenge yourself, how is the committee going to look at you? And I think that's a really important piece to all of this. So everyone's pushing back on the AQs, and a lot of people are talking about that. I think in the room, we're in a place where, like, let's discuss every option. The early idea was, the 5'11", and then all. It's in a place now that I would hope that the four commissioners can get in the room, discuss this. Now, I think the critical issue in all of this, and it's maybe not out there, is in order to get those games and not put more games on you, we're going to have to look at championship weekend. And so I think those elements are happening. That's what I mean. This is so early, but I do appreciate Tony's creativity in that space. But my perspective, I like it. Let's go play games. Let's have a tournament that we can go and compete in. Look at we're always trying to be the top seed. So we're trying to get home games and make sure that we can be the number 1, number 2, number 3 seed, whatever that is, to help us along. So from just a AD perspective, I think it's interesting. I hope that we can continue to move it forward. And like I said, it's just an early idea, but the commissioners have to come together and figure that out. But I'm open to anything, really.
We'll go Audrey, then Moogie.
There it is. How are you?
I'm good.
Back to the west side bleachers. one of the most common questions I've gotten, I'm sure a lot of people in here have. What is underneath that in terms of, hey, if you drop your phone, if you drop your keys, how
So-
are people getting that back?
Well, you go down and get it.
Yeah, exactly, that's the, yeah, where does it end up?
So it's hard to explain, but the footprint is not like a high school gym where you can, something can fall. There is and full disclosure, like, when I saw it, before I had got up there and looked at it, this part, I was like, well, the space is like this big. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna lose your keys, your cell phone, I don't know. You can go like this, whatever. What I will tell you is the base there's no hole in like the floor.
Okay.
Do you understand? So the floor is a solid framework. I've heard that as well. We literally had a conversation today. What can we do to look at that? But we will have staff there. Keys fall, they're gonna be down there underneath it. Now the thoroughfare that you go, so it is covered. So there is it's hard because you haven't seen it, but when you walk down the back side of the bleachers, the structure's like this,
Yep.
and you walk this way, that is covered, so the walkway, so it's not like someone's gonna get hit.
Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna get, although I love this, like people say, oh, what if they get a beer spilled? I'm like, really? In our stadium, like, people are spilling everything on everybody, so now it's a big urgent issue, but, no, that is protected, that is covered. We will have people there if something was to happen, but there is a firm footing.
Okay.
Okay.
Woogie and then Pickle.
Hey Pat, you announced it was in July, I think, in maybe media days about the expanded fundraising this year, the fundraising record that you set. I wonder if you could just describe the effort to do that, and then also where are you at from a budget perspective at Beaver Stadium?
On Beaver?
Yeah, are you still on budget?
We're on budget. I have no choice but to be on budget. Yeah, no, we're on budget, we're on time, so, but I appreciate you asking that. I mean, we had a record year philanthropically, and that's because of the support we had. We cannot do this building and the work we need to do without the support from our donors and our fans. So I'm very grateful to all those helping us get to where we are. But we are on budget, we are on time, and so it helps. It's like everything, right? You get a little anxious before the process goes, and now I'm not saying I'm sleeping well at night, but I do think I feel really comfortable where we are financially on that. We had great support this year from our supporters and our fans. It is a testament to Penn State and our loyal base helping us, whether it's in excellence funds. We talk about the house case, right? The scholarship piece is huge. We have to raise money for added scholarships. We have to. Everyone talks rev share. Scholarships is huge for our Olympic sports in particular. And so a lot of our fans have really stepped up. Most of our fans have. I'm so appreciative of that. So from a development standpoint, we're just trying to keep going. But we're great. I think the building, there'll be more opportunities coming. There's some other areas that we're working on right now, but a lot of those major gifts got us to the point and to where we are.
Pickle and then Sovereign.
Pat, over here to your,
Okay.
I believe that's how you. Just from that rev share NIL perspective, where do you feel like you guys are at as that really starts to get rolling? And I know you said back in February, I believe it was, in NIL, you have to change the conversation. It's marketing, I believe is the way you put it. Do you feel like your program, and your fan base are getting closer to looking at it that way?
Yeah, we are. I am excited for this new era. Like, the college enterprise has changed. And when I first was here, the NIL debate was going on hot. Like, we all know, right? It was back and forth. There were all these. And once again, our base has really opened up and understood where it is and where we need to be. And I think I am really optimistic about where we're at. And I believe we are positioned as good as anybody in the country because of our power. That Penn State power is real. We have the second most CEOs in the country. We have the biggest alumni base in the country. We are now just tapping into it. It's with the development conversations, right? And I think when Neely's done with the institution and getting us to be where we are, we are humming now. And we are just really kind of getting into our stride, and our fans and our supporters have been truly remarkable in getting us there. But I am excited about this new world because it is built for it's built for us. It's built for a power brand like Penn State. We just gotta go. We gotta make the most of it.
Sovereign, then Caleb.
Matt, I want to go back to Mike's question about the postseason. You said you're open to a lot of things with it.
Yeah.
Does one of those things include going away from a selection committee? And which do you prefer, having a selection committee or going to a model-based format like previously used?
You know, like the old BCS era?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the selection committee, I've gone through those mock-ups, I don't know if any of you have done it, it's really hard. I think knowing a bunch of friends that go through it, the scrutiny is insane. Like, no thank you. Like, I want to play in the game, I just don't want to have the choice. I used to want to do that. I think it's really hard to base, like, let's just talk about it. The SEC doesn't play as many conference games as us. Okay, how do you judge that? John, how do you base that? That's hard to do. You can put any metric you want. But we know that's a fact. Good, bad, and different. So I think, I think what I've heard is, and I believe this is happening right now, to be very honest, we've been so busy, I haven't, other than, Tony showing us the 28 model, they were looking at different ways to shore up that selection criteria. But it's funny, you go back, everyone complained about the BCS computer rankings, and I'm like, let's go back to that. Well, you gotta have a human voice, and then you gotta, I don't know if there's a perfect system, but it is hard for that committee to do their job when we're measuring so many different factors. Let's just look at the Maryland game last year. Was it Maryland at home last year, at the end of the year? It was freezing. I think it was colder than SMU, but there's a lot of debate in our office. Some people won't say. Okay, go look at the temperature in the SEC. That's a different game. Playing in weather like that, it just changes the way you play the game. It's not an excuse. It is what it is. I'm a Big Ten football guy, but like playing in 70-degree weather or 65-degree weather and playing in -2 or 10 degrees, wind blowing in your face. And we'll watch like a Nebraska-Iowa game at the end of the year. Like they can't throw the ball. The wind's. So there's all of these, I say that because there's all of these other factors that committee has to judge. Well, there's no like weather component to that. And I think Illinois was way better than where they finished. I think Illinois had a great season last year, and I think they didn't get the credit in the room. My humble opinion. So you can tell I thought a lot about this, but I just want it to be fair. Now, with my Penn State AD, don't care. Win games. I don't care. We have to take it out of the selection committee's hands and control our own fate. So there's a lot that's got to get worked on there. You know what? At the end of the day, we'll just win games and keep playing in the playoff.
Caleb, then Neil.
Pat, over here to your right. You talk a little bit about the rev sharing. I'm curious, you talk about it's built for Penn State and the alumni and the base that you guys have. Specifically, what changes for the athletic department, and also how do you guys approach that to help the smaller sports, the soccers and the golfs and things like that?
Yeah, it's a great question. Look, I would lie to you if we're not tightening our belt. This is where the really raising money helps us from a scholarship standpoint. That's a key expense that we have to find. But we like to do a form of zero-based budgeting and going through where everybody is. It is a great problem to have that all of your teams are competing for championships, and so I don't want to take the foot off the gas in any of that. But there are honestly, we're going to have to look at it from an administrative standpoint. The question is, does this help provide a better experience for our student athletes? Which is really, does it help us win a national championship? And if it does, let's do it. And if it doesn't, let's not do it. And I give all the credit to our coaches who are starting to understand that. Because there's only so much you can do. And we have had very honest conversations with our coaches on where we're going and how we're going to do it. That's what I mean, I think the buy-in we've had is pretty remarkable, but it is changing, so we have to find more revenue opportunities, we have to find ways to generate more philanthropic opportunities. But it isn't, I mean, you just don't find $20.5 million laying there. And it's just gonna keep going up, right? 4% every year. But we're, like I said, we're in a good position to handle it, and it excites me because it's cool, it's a new challenge.
Last question will go to Neil in the back, right?
The last few years, you guys had West Virginia and Auburn on the non-conference. I just wondered if you could address your non-conference philosophy. Is this year closer to what that is, or can you discuss that?
Well, we're still in games that I hadn't any part to schedule, although I did schedule the Temple game when I was at Temple, so that's coming to fruition. But yeah, like, win games. That's it. And right now, with where the system is, we have to look at everything. We look at all different metrics. I have to be brutally honest with you. I don't know who we play other than Temple because it was brought up to me this morning. We're so, I don't even know what the schedule will look like when we're scheduling games out. Where are we out to? I really don't know. 29? Yeah. Who knows what this thing's going to look like in 29? But I get it. I think if some of these questions get answered about the playoff, about selection, it will open up the world of scheduling a little bit more. But at the end of the day, 10, 11 wins, how do you get there? You remember now, we were planning on playing 16 games. We don't get preseason games. So I think it was our Rose Bowl year, when we won the Rose Bowl, I think Drew had the most snaps of there was a stat that he had almost as much as a starter, because Cliff was out in the third quarter of a lot of games. How valuable is that as we sit here today? So there's a lot more to that than, and I'm not disparaging any opponent, by the way, just so everyone knows that. But we have to look at it, we got to play 16 games, and you're playing in a Big Ten that is physical, that is intense, and then, oh, by the way, we want to go to the playoff, and if we got to go our route like we did last year and go win it like we plan on doing, winning a Big Ten championship, and then playing all the other games, you got to be healthy at the end of the year. And so you've got to weigh all of those factors when it comes to scheduling games. It's just a reality. Good question. We'll keep looking at it. I just don't know where scheduling is going to be in 2029. But James and I work, hand in hand in that process.
Thank you, Pat.
Hey, thanks everybody. Really appreciate seeing you all. It's going to be a fun year.
Greg and Julia will walk you guys